dokie. Right now. Yeah. Mike. I did. Hey, Brian. And a Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas Rotary Club. Rotary International President Mark Daniel Maloney's theme for this year asks us Rotarians to strengthen the many ways that Rotary connects the world, building connections that allow talented, thoughtful, and generous people to unite and take meaningful action through Rotary service. Our club demonstrates every day how we are living President Maloney's mission with our local and international service projects through unity, connections, and action. My name is Jacqueline Thornhill, and I am honored to serve as your 97th president of the greatest Rotary Club in the world and the winner of the Rose Parade float. If you have your cell phone out, please take it out and participate in our Facebook live stream. On this day in 1984, Clara Peller was first seen by TV viewers in the "Where's the Beef" commercial campaign for Wendy's. In music history, in 1979, a benefit concert called A Gift of Song was held at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The performers were Olivia Newton-John, Rita Coolidge, the Bee Gees, Rod Stewart, Donna Summer, John Denver, Chris Christopherson, ABBA, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. And in U.S. president history in 1913, Richard Milhous Nixon was born. He became the 37th president of the United States. And the quote of the day comes from Mark Twain. As you all know, he lived in the mid-1800s. Why waste your time looking up your family tree? Just go into politics and your opponent will do it for you. Our invocation will be led today by Arlene Sirah.
Thank you, President Jackie. Happy New Year. This is my prayer for the new decade, well, at least for 2020. To be true to my faith, to my God, to respect my body by making healthy choices, to be a better friend to my friends, to be even better to my husband and to my family than I am to my friends, to be a Rotary role model in my community, in my country, and wherever I travel in the world. And finally, to have as much fun as possible. Are you with me?
Thank you, Arlene. Our song leader today is past President Steve Linder.
Thank you, President Jackie. Please join me in singing America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Please remain standing as this is our first meeting of the month. Let's please recite the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. Please be seated. Our Sergeant at Arms today is past President Michael Gordon. You ready to rock and roll?
Ready to rock and roll.
Okay, everyone.
Whoa, Chris Rodenfels.
Okay, please remember to hold, everyone please. Please remember to hold all our applause until all our visitors and guests have been introduced. Bob, any international Rotarians today?
We were supposed to have a guy from Nairobi, but he didn't show yet.
Is this for sharing?
Yeah, they're for sharing.
Okay. Visiting Rotarians, please raise your hand. Visiting Rotarians. No visitors. Guests of Rotarians, please raise your hand. Guests of Rotarians. Got a few of those.
It's my absolute pleasure to introduce my beautiful wife of 51 years, Diana McAdam. We call her Princess Diana.
What did you do, Ted? What did you do?
I have a friend here today, Darlene Rogers. Yep.
Any other guests of Rotarians? Raise your hand.
Yes, I have brought my chief videographer, creative director, accountant, legal and tax consultant. I brought my wife today, Amy.
And the boss. Other guests of Rotarians? Up in front.
Obviously, I'm not prepared. It's my pleasure to introduce, you can stand up, Carrie Serrano. She's visiting today, and she's with the USO, right? So welcome. Actually, she's Judith Pinkerton's guest, and Judith is speaking, so now she's my guest.
Other guests?
Today we have representation from Long and Hollingsworth Elementary, and I will let you all introduce yourselves.
Good afternoon. I'm Rigel Painter, first-year principal at Long Elementary School. This is Elise Burinsma, my CIS coordinator.
And I'm Stacey Sadie, first-year principal at Hollingsworth STEAM Academy. And this is my community and school liaison, Dorothy Delgado.
Welcome. Any other guests of Rotarians?
Yes, yes.
I'm delighted to introduce our guest to the club, Shantae, and she is endorsed by our club to apply for the Global Scholarship. So she'll interview in the next 2 weeks, and I'll let her say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting me be here today. I'm currently finishing up my undergraduate in Peace and Conflict Studies, and I'm hoping to be afforded the opportunity to start graduate school in the fall, majoring in conflict resolution and mediation. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other guests?
I am delighted to welcome my husband here today. We do not have the baby with us. This is Dr. B, Dennis Burkhart. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. Any other guests? I'd like to introduce the guests at my head table. You just met Dennis Burkhart. This 6-month president of the 25 Club is Carrie Gross, and our speaker is Judith Pinkerton. Let's welcome all of our visiting Rotarians and guests. I'd like to thank the Rotarians who helped today, set up Rose Faloco and Kathy Mahan, greeters Kirk Alexander and Jana Valesco. Invocation was Arlene Syrah, song leader was Steve Linder. Teardown will be Greg McGuire and Renee Gamero. Sergeant-at-Arms is past President Michael Gordon. Our scribe, and thank you so much, is Tina Bishop. Photographer, as always, past President Jim Tucker. Tickets, Marie Walsh and John Injemy. All things technical, Kirk Holmes and Stu Lipoff. We do have a presentation today, a couple of them. First of all, it is the first, so it is the birthday table. Where's my song leader for the birthday table?
Well, do you want me to let them introduce themselves first? Who wants to start? Okay. Carolyn, you're it.
I'll go oldest first. I'm Carolyn Sparks. I've been involved with this club since I was in grade school. My father was a member, my husband was a member, and when he passed, they decided I should become a member, whether I liked it or not, so I've been in since 2003. My birthday was Tuesday, and I was something over 50.
Hi, I'm Kathy Mann, and I've belonged to the club since 1994, and I turned 72, and I get to be a golden graduate of the University of New Mexico in May, so I get to go back and go through graduation again, and yes, I'll pay a fine.
I'm Gwen Hall, and I've been in this club since 2002 when my good friend Jim was the president. I took a year off and went to Denver, but it's been a great experience, and I want to credit Marie and Tony for getting me involved in the reading programs. I've been there for 2 years, and it's a wonderful experience, and it's the benefit is when you find out how much the kids improve, mainly because of individual attention. In the highlight of my last year, I saw the Rolling Stones just before they retired.
Yay.
Oh, Stu and I are the only two Aquarians at this table.
Yeah, see? Hi. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Stu Lipoff. My birthday is actually legitimately within January 29th. I just made it. My badge still has this new member sticker on it because I can't peel it off, but I've been a member of the club now for a few years. And it's been an incredible privilege because I am a fairly new resident here in Nevada, and the opportunity to quickly meet so many wonderful people who do such great things is just a real privilege. So thank you for allowing me to be a member of the club.
I'm Kirk Alexander, and I've been a member of this club for 6+ years. I am celebrating a birthday that's north of 60. You believe, Carolyn, north of 50? That's true, right? And I absolutely love the work that we do as a club, and I love the work that I do here as well. Thank you for having me as a member.
All right. Hi. Good to see you all. I'm Kim Naoni, and I've been a member of this club since 2017 or 18. I can't remember. 17, that's right. Having way too much fun. So my birthday's on January 20th, and trivia, Jerry and I share the same birthday, but obviously, different year.
A couple of years apart.
A couple of years. So birthday's January 20th, and this year happens to be my 40th year. So I'm really excited and looking forward to what the future holds. It's been a privilege to be a member of this club. I've met so many friends since I moved here in Missouri in 2017, and being part of this club has made my transition even easier. And as a matter of fact, when I talk to people like, man, you only been here 3 years? I thought you've been here like a decade. I said, no, it's because of all these good people that I've met in this club. Yeah, I know. So anyway, thank you for letting me be part of your lives and for being part of my lives, and appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jerry Engel, and 3 years ago I was very Lincoln-esque. I said 7 years ago, and so today I can tell you 3 years later it's 10 years ago, so it's a big 90 for me coming up on the 20th.
Wow, and you look great.
So I want you to know every day I thank God for sustaining me, giving me life, sustaining me, and allowing me to reach this moment. And I continue to do that. Maybe that's a key to longevity. But I'm always asked, do I have any stories to tell? So I have to share with you a few about age. And of course, when you hear 90, I may have said it before, but about the fellow who's 75 years old, going to marry a 30-year-old girl, and his best friend says, Joe, how'd you ever get that beautiful Sally to agree to marry you? She's 30 years old, you're 75. And he said, I told her I was 90. And then I like when it was Mel Brooks was being interviewed by Carl Reiner, and he was asked about why he's a 2,000-year-old man, and I remember his saying it as well, I'll tell you. He says, how did you get to be 2,000 years old? He says, every night before I go to bed, I eat 3 cloves of garlic, and when the angel of death knocks on the door, I say, who's there? And lastly, we have a grandfather, one more, have a grandfather who is 95 years old, and his grandson says to him, Grandpa, do you know that for every 95-year-old man, there are 10 95-year-old women? And he gets all excited, and he stops a minute, thinks, and he says, you know, grandson, that's the most useless bit of information I ever heard. Anyway, it's good to be with you, share with you, and I hope I can be together with you many more years.
Does anybody here celebrating a birthday that did not sit at the birthday table? We had a very long list today.
Who's not telling the truth? All right, if you are a birthday person, please stand up. All of you. All right, here we go. We know what we do. And by the way, Stu, it is not Nevada, it's Nevada.
Thank you.
My, oh my.
That's
All right,
why you
all
still
together.
have new on your bed.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Okay, please take the microphone, if you would, to Stacey and Rigel from Hollingsworth and Long. They would like to say something to our club.
Can I just thank Jerry Engel for giving me the time to quickly grab a bite to eat while he was telling his story?
Of course.
Go ahead. We have some internationals from Canada.
Oh, they just showed up.
I'm going to seat them back there, and then I'll get back with you.
Okay.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back.
Hi, Stacey Sadie from Hollingsworth again. We wanted to come today and tell you how much our students appreciated what you did for them in the Santa Claus event. We had quite a few students go. Our students were able to pick out their own clothes and to watch those faces coming back into the building with all of these bags. Like one of the students was like, "Look at my soccer ball, Miss Sadie. Oh my God, this is awesome. I've never had a brand new soccer ball." It was amazing to see that.
And on behalf of Long's students, parents, and faculty, we want to thank you because we had the same opportunity. For the first few days after the Santa Claus shopping, it was a runway show in the office, and so it was fantastic. And so we actually brought thank you letters that we'd like to give to Rotary. Oh, perfect. So on behalf of Long and Hollingsworth and our families, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was our great pleasure. And just as, in case you don't know, and you probably do, that was the 24th annual Santa Claus.
Okay, President Jackie, I'm going to go to the internationals back here from Canada, and he's going to say a couple of words.
Hi, I'd like to bring you greetings from Edmonton Strathcona Club in Alberta. We're here for a weekend for a little business conference, and thank you for your hospitality and accepting us as late-coming guests. And my wife, Heather, and I apologize. There we go.
Always, never, ever forget. And I'm going to give you a flag to take home.
Thank you.
Thank you for visiting with us.
Here, take a picture.
Oh, take a picture.
Picture. Let's recognize our international visiting Rotarians.
Thank you.
Okay, break for fellowship, and I'm not going to tell you how long, so go.
Where's he at? Next to Mike Ballard at that table right in the back. To Mike Ballard's right. Yeah. Yeah. On Mike Ballard's right hand.
With the hat on?
Yeah. That guy.
No.
Hey, so, I'm Michael. We spoke on the phone about Santa Claus.
Nice to meet you.
So Jim is going to transition out, and I'm going to transition in.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be more of the same, or there are more coming.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Do you guys? Oh, do you want?
That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, there you go. Sorry.
Coming?
Yeah.
Past President Michael Gordon, are you ready? Everyone, let's pay attention to the announcements, please. I'll make the first announcement. If you all remember the choir that we had, the Somerset Sky Point High School choir at our Christmas or holiday meeting. Does everybody remember them? They have invited us to their second annual gala, which is Saturday the 18th of January. Dinner is served, and there's going to be several guests entertaining at the time. So if you're interested in that, we have a couple of these invitations, but Sean will also email this invitation out to all of you if you would like to go. Okay, please take the mic, if you would, to Ted McAdam about today's Wetzel Awards.
Thank you, President Jackie. We're going to do the fourth quarter of 2019 Wetzel Awards today at Nellis Air Force Base. If you are signed up in the book, please be at the front gate, which is at the far east end of Craig Road, after you cross Las Vegas Boulevard at 2:15. The bus will leave at 2:30 sharp. In the past, we've left a few people behind, and I have the privilege of substituting for Dave Thorson in leading the award ceremony at Nellis, and I'm thrilled to do that. Look forward to seeing you at 2:15 at the front gate in visitor parking. Thank you.
Okay, please take the microphone, if you would, to Marie Walsh about the upcoming Breakfast with Books.
Thank you, Jackie. Happy New Year to everyone. And I'm here to announce that our first Breakfast with Books for the new year will be this Tuesday. The Green Book is going around. If you missed the Green Book, there's no problem. Please come and join us in this wonderful, wonderful program. I'd also like to make mention that we had the Polar Express before Christmas at Beckley, and it was awesome. The teachers decorated the halls with black paper and lighting, and the kids dressed in their pajamas. And they went into the auditorium, and we served hot cocoa and cookies. And then Jan from Breakfast with Books told the Polar Express story. It was awesome. I'd like to thank Jamel and Rob Tellis, Bill Houghton, and his son for coming to help us with this great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. I will make this announcement for Director Melanie Muldowney, who's unable to attend today. As of today, we are starting our foundation match that will run until the 30th of June. So if you would like to get in on that, we will match up to 50% or a maximum of 500 points in order for you to obtain your first Paul Harris or step up in a level. So if you'd like to know where you are, please contact either Sean or Melanie, and they will give you the amount of money that you need to contribute for our matching points. Please take the microphone, if you would, please, to Janice Lenke about our upcoming annual fundraiser.
Hello, everyone. In the wheel today, we are recognizing Anderson Miller Pinkelman Group as our presenting sponsor, and we thank them again. Again, the fundraiser is April 25th. We're going to start selling tickets next week, open bar, and we will assure you of unbelievable cuisine for the event. We have several sponsorship packages still available, so if you're interested in finding out more information, please approach me. We need to sell these packages. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. Please take the microphone to past President Karen Wisenhunt to remind us about the Mayor's Cup.
That time already.
Yes, it's fast approaching. The Mayor's Cup is an international soccer tournament, and as we've done for the last 12 years, we're hosting a team from Germany that we host in our homes, and the dates of the tournament themselves are February 15th to the 17th. And we encourage all our members to come and watch the games. Us host families and organizers go and watch the games, and it's a hoot for the Rotarians as well as the kids. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen. Please take
I got to talk longer. Michael's still eating.
This is one way to stick to that losing weight New Year's resolution, right?
That's right. Please take the microphone, if you would, to Deb Granda about our blood drive next month.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. It is my honor to announce that we're doing a new project. I had been approached by a friend of mine at the Red Cross, and we had lunch here at Larry's, and we talked about ways that we could partner with the Red Cross and came up with the idea of a blood drive. Well, Ed Lapierre was here and ended up sitting with us at lunch and offered this room for the blood drive and offered lunch, snacks, and a gift certificate for every donor. So we couldn't say no, and President Jackie and the board approved of the project. So we're doing our first Red Cross blood drive on February 28th at 10 a.m., 10 to 3:30 here in this room. So we're looking obviously for donors. So we really asking for everyone to donate blood if you can. And I also need some help during the day with logistics, checking people in and just making sure the day goes smoothly. So if you're interested in helping me out that day, please just call me or email me or see me after the meeting. But donors are important. Please ask your family and friends. I sent an email out last night, and just to let you know, about 36,000 units of blood are needed every day in this country, and every 2 seconds somebody needs blood. So we were very fortunate to have the blood supply we needed on 1 October. So I think I'm asking everyone to step up, and let's help others as we have been helped. So thank you, and February 28th.
Thank you, Deb. Really looking forward to it. Please take the microphone, please, to past President Jim Tucker about our Super Bowl board.
So blood, sweat, and tears, and we're taking care of blood, right? The sweat and tears come later.
Good one.
Well, this is the first week that we've had the Super Bowl board out. There's $2,500 in prizes, which will be paid after February 2nd, of course. Anyway, it's $50 a square. We already sold 50 squares today. Thanks, Renee, for your help. And another 25 club member will help again next week. So $2,500 to the foundation, $2,500 in prizes.
Thank you, Jim. Please take the microphone, please, to Rose Faloco. Reminder about 25 club duties.
Rose.
Thank you, President Jackie. I'd just like to remind everybody to please sign up for weekly duties on the Green Book or in Stu's virtual program that he's got. Please, please, please. We need everybody to sign up. It's a great way to meet your Rotarians. Also, save the date for 25 Club graduation, which is coming up January 29th. We're going to do a little reception at McFadden's. You're all invited. So just come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. And my announcements, which are a little out of turn. People of Action Campaign, please continue to send me the photos. A reminder that your monthly or quarterly contributions to our foundation is what helps our projects. And please consider donating to the permanent fund to keep our club legacy going. The Rotary Leadership Institute is this Saturday at the Windmill Library from 8:15 to 4. Please go to the District 5300 website for info and register, and there are already several of us that are going. Reminder about the International Convention in Hawaii, June 6 through 10, and remember attendance is limited. District Conference and Assembly registration opens tomorrow. It will fill up fast as it was being held in Pasadena to commemorate the Pasadena Club's 100th anniversary. So please sign up. Those of you that want to go, those of you who are on the board, guess what? You'll be there. Thank you very much. And please remember to recycle your wheels and tickets, and please keep that green book moving so that we can get things handled. Okay. What do we got going on now? I think we need to take the microphone to Renee Gamero, please.
It's an easy one right here.
I saw nothing.
Yeah, I know, but you did something.
Yes.
Something going on. You got some additions, I heard, possibly coming to your
yes.
family?
I'm so glad to finally be able to share it, and I didn't let the cat out of the bag. But today, my wife is 20 weeks pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. So please let me sleep for the next few weeks to catch up.
No,
Thank
but
you.
I am going to ask for your contribution to our Rotary Foundation of $97 per child.
Per child? What is... Okay.
Oh, I like that.
I
Okay.
agree.
Would Val Hatley and John Injame please stand up? Where are you guys? Val Hatley? I heard from a little birdie that you did not respond to my request for people who are celebrating birthdays and did not stand up. Uh-oh. You know that's going to cost you.
This is
Each
where the
of you-
tears part come in.
$97 each to the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation. And thank you so much.
I'm on a fixed income. I'm broke.
Not going to work. Okay, raffle drawing. Today's drawing is worth $3,608 plus today's take. And to draw for the Joker, last four, 3414. 3414. Kathy, come on up. A 5 of diamonds. Yay! But you did double your money. For the Lowry's bucks, last four, 3411. 3411. Again, 3411. Honest to God. A double winner, and that'll cost you. Not only that, but you're going to be graduating again at 72. So this is a really costly day for you, Kathy. Thank you for your $97 contribution to our Las Vegas Rotary Foundation. Now I'd like to invite forward Kirk Alexander to announce our speaker.
Thank you, President Jackie. You know, it's interesting when you learn something about someone and then you do a little homework or some research on it. It really kind of is a mind blower, you might say. The website says prescriptive music for mental health. So Judith has performed on the violin with symphonies worldwide and on the Strip with Natalie Cole, Elton John, Metallica, and many others. Obviously, she's a star performer. Accidental discovery of the healing properties and protocol from music has made her realize her passion and true calling in life. As founder and owner of Music for Life, Judith has helped over 11,000 people in the past 6 years. She's the first recipient of the AFLAC ACM, which is American Country Music Awards, Lifting Lives Honor. I'm honored to present our very own Las Vegas member and today's speaker, Judith Pinkerton.
What an honor to be with you today. So this is going to be a real casual conversation, starting off with what my strip work was all about. So 31 years ago, on the 1st of January, I moved from Anchorage, Alaska, down to Las Vegas, courtesy UNLV, and immediately got into the music scene down here. And when I got my first Las Vegas show, it was with Frank Sinatra. And I was so excited when I went to a party. It's like I walked up to the person and said, I got my first strip job. They looked at me and went, huh? I'm like, no, not that. That's kind of how we refer to it in the music community, is working on the strip. So with that, I'll show you what a strip job actually looks like. That's one of the entertainers I worked with, but that's a strip job. So it's got the same, those are about half of the people that I've actually worked with or traveled with over the years. And like any job, you have a to-do list. So my to-do list was to be able to play all those songs. On my first strip job, sight reading, never saw the charts before ever, was called in because Frank Sinatra got extended and some violinists had to leave, so I got called in. My big opportunity. You're put on the stage, no rehearsal, mic on your violin, reading charts for the very first time, and you can't make a mistake. So as you look at what's required for jobs to be a show violinist in town, you have to have the attire. So depending, it's either black, all black, or it's all white. You have to have a skill level, which means that you can sit down and just play anything on site. You have to have an attitude where you say yes to anything. Almost. Now, there's qualifiers to that, and we don't have time to go into that. Performance evaluation is always every second, because if you miss a note, you might not get asked back again. So thinking about that for yourself, and job requirements, it's just another job. And it gets to the point where you think it's all glorified, and yes, you kind of get into that, but after I did it for a couple decades, it was like, you know what? I'm really realizing that I need to transform here because this is no longer fun for me. So I had to look at that first question of, what do I stand for? So I'd already been called a therapeutic musician. When my solo violin music replaced medication in a hospital in Anchorage, that's when I went, oh, I want to do that for the rest of my life. But when I got down to Las Vegas and saw the glitz, I went, well, I want to try that too. So I finally got to the point where reading charts and playing for major entertainers was really not that fun anymore. And so I had to look at, what do I really want? I want to do something that's going to make a difference. It's going to help heal people. And that's what I started growing into. So I had to get out of that work and start looking at what else I was going to do. So when you look at positive stress and negative stress, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, right? I don't know, is this good stress or is this bad stress? So it's difficult kind of to look at that. So looking not only at that question, but then being able to identify, well, I don't know, what am I feeling right now? So as I'm up on the podium, playing with other violinists, I was going through these things in my own mind. What about this is going on for me? Emotional fluidity. Am I able to, when I feel anxious, angry, depressed, or sad, get out of it pretty quickly or not? How am I able to shift through my moods? And then, how am I able to regulate my moods? What does that look like? How can I control my moods? And then ultimately, how can it actually improve my emotional intelligence? All of these are connected in the programs at Music for Life. So amazing to think about looking at all of those line items and how they are included, and we're making a difference in people's lives every second. We're empowering that many people across the globe with Music for Life programs. So truly at Music for Life, it's where music is medicine. Music for Life is being used by a lot of people across the country and outside country. I actually started coining the phrase a long time ago and have trademarked it, so I need an attorney probably at some point to influence others to join the ranks with us and do what we're doing. I want to quiz you about the postcard that is on your table. You'll see that it says, is your music toxic? I'm going to be presenting some information that I learned last month at Shepherd Air Force Base when I trained airmen there in this whole protocol. And we looked seriously at this course. So they had to do 3 courses with me. This was the very first one they did. Is your music toxic? So to start, I'm going to find out if this piece of music that I'm going to play for you is toxic for you or not. So I'm going to be asking you some questions. So study hard while I play here. So I'm going to put this phone down. You want to, or the mic? And I'm going to grab. I'll introduce you to Zadkiel. Zadkiel is old. His birthday is 1867. He was born in England. And he's been with me for a while, but not as, I didn't get him when he was born. Jerry. All right, so I'm going to push play on this. So my question for you is, did anybody feel unsettled from it? Be honest. Okay, thank you for your honesty. Okay, all right. Anybody feel like getting up and dancing? I think we have some belly dancers in the room. And anybody feel peaceful from it, soothed? Okay, so notice the differences in your responses, and everybody is correct. So this is about really understanding, I don't know, what's going on for me. How am I connecting to music, and how is the person next door to me connecting to music? And you're both right. So this is building an empathy differently than what you would normally find in other programs, in that if the music is toxic, it means that it could be fueling you distress and you don't know it. You think it's eustress. So it starts getting really complicated. Whoops, did we just lose it? So while you're trying to fix the problem, I'll shift into what happened at Shepherd Air Force Base last month. Colonel Kevin McCall was Major McCall when I met him at Nellis Air Force Base 15 years ago. And we met because he was really interested in looking at how music therapy, music medicine, all of that might be able to assist mental health for active duty and keeping themselves safe in the theater, arming them with tools. So the commander of the security forces had me actually come in and do projects with his security cops before they got deployed. Major McCall at the time went to Afghanistan and did a survey over there to find out, gee, do they really listen to music while they're gone? Yes, they do. Fast forward now, Major McCall is Colonel McCall, and he is the actual commander of the medical group at Shepherd Air Force Base. And he and I have stayed in touch all of these years. So he familiarized the community support coordinator, Mike Battolino, about this protocol. Mike took the music medicine boot camp, went, oh my God, I can see how this would be so important for our troops to be able to understand what you have to bear for them. And so he had me come in and do the study with them. So we called it a pilot project. And in this pilot project, the 66 airmen, and they were all crew chiefs. So Mike Battolino used to be a crew chief, and he actually developed his curriculum for Shepherd Air Force Base and is their community support coordinator. What's interesting also about Mike is that he has won the title several times as being the strongest man in Texas, pulling fire engines. So Mike's my buddy. And he just loves all of this protocol. So you can imagine what he might be listening to when he's working out. Anybody have a clue what he might listen to while he's working out? When I went into his gym, which is his garage and the driveway and the road, there he has people working out. As you can imagine, they have cars, they have all sorts of things that's part of their lifting requirements. 5-finger death punch. Yes, right? Anybody like 5-finger death punch? Yeah. Great workout music, actually. But that's a whole nother thing. We only have so much time that we can go into all of this. What I want you to know about this training, these are the stats that we came up with. 92% of them actually learned something from the e-courses and stated, this is how my life is going to change. These are the music strategies that I've learned, and then there's a whole list of what they came up with that they got out of it. And it's really interesting because you can look at one airman's comment and go, gee, did you take the same course as this person did? Because there's that much volume of content and individualization that occurs with it. They reported they learned these new life skills, that they learned new coping strategies. One thing you may know about the military is that they don't want to admit that they might have a mental health issue. And what I've discovered with the music medicine protocol is they have no hesitation and let me know where they're at. And then what can we do about it? So I actually had an airman that came up during the training. So after they did 3 courses, I said, okay, let's demonstrate this. Who's got a song that's stuck in their head? So this one airman said, I do, So I said, okay, let's play it. So he came up and we played the song. And I'm looking down through it because this is a typical group music therapy session that I'll do that the patients just love. And we find out what is living in the heart and the mind of the person. So this is what happens. He's on stage with me listening to the music, and I'm going through the lyrics. So the song is about the Sandy Hook shooter incident. So the words are about that. The music itself is very happy and energizing. And his response was that he was melancholy because it brought up a memory for him from high school. And this was the song that he and his buddies listened to, and they were having a great time, and he had no idea what the words meant. He didn't pay attention to all the words. It was just the energy of the music. But he was melancholy because he knows that he is never, ever going to have that experience again because some of those people are no longer alive. And it'll never be like that. And that's where his melancholiness came from. So this is the kind of deep dive that you go into looking at music, and how can you understand what it might be saying about you, and then how do you use this protocol to be able to shift yourself from there. So we actually create music medicine pills. So Music for Life is actually changing the culture of how music is created and how it is consumed. So this protocol has been researched and developed by myself since 1986. Mood regulation, self-regulation, emotional regulation is what it teaches and supports people doing. And we've discovered through studies that we've done with patients that it actually improves emotional intelligence. And you may know that emotional intelligence is highly desired in occupational settings now. When I was working with over 11,000 patients in substance abuse treatment centers, I decided to do a survey of 603 of those patients experiencing the exact same music medicine pill. And we discovered that 94% of them said that it had actually improved their emotional intelligence after one listening, 30 minutes. 91 said it improved their moods. So it's kind of like, okay, so how come they're not the same number? If you look at the 12 statements that indicates emotional intelligence, one of those that's very indicative of those that are in detox is recognizing how their behavior has affected others. And so they could start really feeling the unsettledness of that and actually not feel so great when they get done with the pill, because now all of that is starting to come forward. The treatment teams that I work with love this because I take down the emotional barriers so that they can actually start working on whatever the issues are. See if you can see the baby. I had to put her in there someplace. These are real pictures. These are real pictures of a variety of people that have benefited and have done testimonials on how this works. And you can see a lot of the military folk that we worked with last month. So I ask you this question. Do you want to improve your own situation? And how could you do that? You know, what do you stand for? What do you really want? And how can you make a difference? And I'm asking you to just take courses and understand what this is about and spread the word. Because what happens is people not understanding what eustress and distress is could be fueling. So that toxic card that you've got, this is what I've discovered in working with so many people, is that there's a misinterpretation of energies. They think that they're energized all the time when it's actually anger. Or that they're excited all the time when it's actually anxiety. Or that they're calm all the time when it's actually depression. And then what happens with our music listening habits is that we usually push play on music that we feel like listening to in the moment, right? So if you're feeling actually anger or anxiety or depression, you're thinking it's energizing, or calming, you're going to be calling the music that, and you're going to be fueling those moods, and they are indeed danger zones. So we also have a course called Danger Zones that the troops went through that talks about this topic, and how do you look at being able to discern, I don't know, am I in a danger zone or not? Because the first clue that you're in the danger zone is that you're in denial that you're in the danger zone. So how do you figure it out, right? So one of the things that we discovered with the troops is that they actually changed their music listening habit frequency. Some would say they always listen to music like 24/7. That's an indication you might be stuck in what I call the chronic unsettled comfort zone. So if you're listening to music 24/7, or you're finding that you've got a song stuck in your head, or anything like that where you're seeing that there's a repetitive behavior going on with music, it's there to tell you a message. So this protocol is all about training you about how to decode what the message is so that you can make the music work for you instead of possibly fueling distress. And it can also fuel eustress, that positive stress as well, and keep you in a positive momentum. So we have so many resources for you. You just go to one site and it takes you to all the rest of them. We do have a special for you if you want to get that free quiz on emotional intelligence. That's the URL that you can go to and be able to access it and see, I don't know, what are those 12 statements for emotional intelligence? What is that? What does that mean? So I know that we have got plenty of time for Q&A because I want to hear what you have to say. Questions? Yes.
Hi there. Sorry. Do you have to have a degree to teach this kind of thing, or is it just something that you self-taught yourself?
So I am a licensed board-certified music therapist. So Arizona State University is where I got my equivalency in music therapy. And then you have to pass the national board exam. And then in the state of Nevada, you actually have to get a license to practice. Yeah, so it's pretty intense. Normally, the trajectory is a 4-year degree, bachelor's degree, and then a 6-month internship site. So I have an approved internship site where I have students from all over the country that will come and study with me for 6 months full-time, and then be able to pass their exam, and then be able to practice as a music therapist. Yeah, so it's not just, let me take a weekend course and start doing this. However, we do have training courses at our Music for Life website where you can do the music medicine protocol, which is music therapy informed. And you can do more with that so that you can check that out as well. Yeah, quick. Uh-huh.
I'm right here. Yeah. Hi. I'm so glad you presented today. I have a problem. I get a lot of what I call earworms. So I have like the same song playing in my head like for a long time. It could be like all day long. And I try to get rid of it. It ticks me off. And I try to think of another song that I like better. So how do I get rid of these earworms?
How much time do we have?
Am I
It's
sick,
1:15
Doc?
right now? Okay. No, I was going to actually play one of your songs, and we were going to, like, go for it. But I don't think we have time to do that. Right, but what happens is you pay attention to what is this song that is stuck in my head. Is it describing my life right now, or my life in the past, or the life that I really want, or is it bringing up a memory? So kind of got to discern that. Then you look at two things with the song. If it's got words, look at the words and see if you connect with the words. And I have so many people that will say, oh, I don't pay any attention to the words. Oh, I didn't know they were saying that. So when you say it's an earworm, what concerns me is that it's playing over and over in your head, and the words may be steering your life subliminally. So, yeah, and we have that kind of thing on we have a music medicine club that has diaries that you can use. Yeah, so and once you're able to discern what the message is that it's wanting to give you, it goes away. It's magic, yeah. Yeah, call me later. We can discuss a particular song if you want. Yeah.
Why, when you go to Disneyland or Disney World, does It's a Small World play in your head for the next, year?
And what does that say, right? So you're gonna find that I'm pretty intuitive, so I'm having some stuff come in. One of the things that occurs to me, remembering my last trip to Disney World, was that, man, it truly is a happy place. I mean, everybody's happy. Because you can go into the stores, you can go anywhere else, right, outside of Disneyland or Disney World, and you don't really find all that there. So now you've got It's a Small World going on that's describing this place that you really are connecting to and really liking because it's happy. And so possibly the earworm is reminding you about what you're taking home with you and you're hoping to replicate in your own small world. See, does that work? So then you just look at how you can replace it with something else. Yes.
I truly believe that music affects me personally. The songs that I choose to listen to, the melodies I choose to listen to, that can be very calming. What you put in your head, I think, has a direct impact on often as to what you do, how you behave, how you express yourself. So I choose, my wife and I choose Christian music a lot. And in the evening, soundscapes are something that's soothing and encouraging. I am very critical of some of the music that's being played these days and that you hear in a car beside you when he's got 77 decibels going. And it is upsetting and it is disturbing, and I think it would adversely affect that person's personality. Am I right? Okay, therapist, here you go.
So as you learn about this protocol, you're going to find that there's 3 mood categories that are called USE. The music that you're talking about probably falls in that U category of unsettled. The S category is soothed. The E category is energized. And together it spells how to use music for health. But it's the 3 mood categories that identify our broad emotional continuum. And so you're right, and yeah. So in this protocol, there's a mood sequence formula that works really well with all 3 mood categories. So I encourage people to listen to Five Finger Death Punch if anger is an issue, because it helps elicit that anger and get it out in a healthy way instead of punching a hole in the wall, right? And then there's the entrainment mechanism. It's a physics principle where it entrains the emotions, and as you flow through this music medicine pill, you're shifting and changing your moods that flow right along with the music. And before you know it, you've had a catharsis at the end. So what you've done is you've decided, I'm just going to populate my S playlist and my E playlist and not my U playlist. The concern therefore, and I'm not saying this is what's going on for you, but I recommend a balanced music diet, which means that you have music in all 3 categories. So that when you feel that eustress, so for instance, I might have something that happens to me and I'm like, I don't know what I feel, I don't know what's going on with me, but I know I need to get this out. So I will open up my U playlist and I will start listening to something and go, nope, it's not that, nope, it's not that. Because you're looking at how can you entrain to the music. When you connect to it, you know that it feels good. So I'll finally go, oh, that's what I'm feeling, because that's what I want to listen to. So you want to have at least one song that would make you feel angry, make you feel anxious, make you feel depressed, make you feel sad in your U playlist, so that you have that whenever you need it. But you don't just listen to that. You have to do a mood sequence out of it. So it's complicated, and sometimes it's not. Depends on where you're at with this whole process. Yeah.
Judy?
Oh, I'm sorry. We only have so much time. So in this military, 67% of the airmen were ages 18 to 20. So we did an anapestic beat demonstration, which is found in all rap music, well, most, 99% of rap music. And the anapestic beat demonstration, which is done by Dr. Burkhart, he's a kinesiologist and a retired chiropractor. He actually is on the Danger Zones e-course, and the airmen did not believe what they saw him doing on that. So the next morning, we had him do the demonstrations live that showed that their muscles blow out with the anapestic beat. And they were lining up, no, it's not going to happen to me. Every single airman, their muscle blew out. So it's not saying that rap is bad, but it's being discriminating about when you use music. So are you going to use that music when you're working out if it's contrary to building muscle? You know, why would you want to use music that, you know, interrupts that transmission signal that helps build the muscle? So anyway, so all of this is in this report that is going to the commander of Shepherd Air Force Base. I just had Mike call me this morning and say, you know, he talked to the medical group commander, and they're like, whoa, this report is so great. You know? So it's significant. It's significant. And this demonstration that Dennis does is very remarkable. It had the airmen completely switching their mind around about how to think about music differently.
Judy, if I came to you and said, Judy, I keep hearing the song over and over again, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, what would you recommend?
It would be more than a minute conversation right now, Jerry. You can call me. But seriously, if you do have those kinds of questions, I have a telemedicine platform. and as you develop your own playlists and think about what your mood sequence formula might be and developing your own pills, which is what we were supporting the airmen doing, it's an amazing protocol that can build your emotional intelligence, support you having emotional regulation, mood control, not getting stuck in anger, anxiety, depression, or sadness, and then being able to spread the word to others. Because I truly believe, my personal opinion is that it's not about gun control, it's about mood control. That when people start getting rid of this extreme anger, depression, sadness, and anxiety, that the motive internally for wanting to do something is going to start being neutralized. So I ask you to join me in making a difference. Thank you for being here today.
Don't go away yet, Miss Judith. Thank you for the fascinating information. I'm sure we're all going to be at that website that said /Rotary. Is there something special for us? What is it?
I think there's 4 different things that are options to be able to get in. Free stuff, all of that.
Oh, I like free stuff. We would like to present you with our Share What You Can award, which means we are giving a donation to the local USO in your name. Thank you very much. We better get a piece of In the words of a woman I most admire, Amelia Earhart, no kind action ever stops with itself. One kind action leads to another. Let's leave today building connections, taking kind action, serving one another, and rejoicing in the fellowship of Rotary. Meeting adjourned.